There's a villain in this story. He ain't got no need for the glory.
Track 3. The Cable Guy. Television is where I first fell in love with story. I wasn't so much drawn into hobbits, dragons, or wizards as a child. Family sitcoms were my jam. That two-parent household with multiple children and minimal conflict trope was the story I wanted to live inside of. My parents got divorced before I hit kindergarten, and the only memories I have of them as a married couple involve me demanding that they stop fussing. It worked a couple times until my mom got hip to the bit and started dismissing me from the grown-up discussions I was interrupting. I was into kid karate shows and Saturday morning cartoons as well, but somewhere deep down and below the delusions, I knew I would never become a Power Ranger or hang out with Garfield and his friends. I could, however, end up in a Brady Bunch situation if one or both of my parents remarried. Middle-class normalcy wasn't the only dream I aspired to achieve as a child. I wanted to be an R&B singer and songwriter as well. I had intentions to form a group with my cousins in which I would be the lead singer and principal songwriter. I was inspired by a show on Nickelodeon at the time, You to You, a kids' news program supervised by adult host Linda Ellerby. They discussed kid-conscious topics like recycling, standing up to bullies, and ways to say no to drugs. My plan was to write a song about recycling and saving the earth, record and submit the video to the show, then get discovered from there. I designed the album cover in my head. Me and my two cousins posted up looking hard in b-boy stances on a New York stoop wearing matching hoodies. My mother, who is a very gifted vocalist, didn't hesitate to suggest we try something else. More specifically, I try something else. None of us had apparent talent, but I was the only one who actually wanted to do it. My cousin JJ, who was 5 years older than me, was just playing along to humor me. I only included my cousin Chris, who was 2 years older than JJ, so he wouldn't feel left out. I don't think he ever even knew he was almost in a multi-platinum kid R&B trio. Well, after that dream was thwarted, I looked to the Nick at Night lineup of classic reruns as a guiding light. I had a mild infatuation with the advertising game thanks to Darren Stevens from the show Bewitched. Rob Petrie's life looked like a blast as a comedy writer on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and I always wondered what Ricky Ricardo did all day long at Club Babalu on the I Love Lucy show. Now, as much fun as it was to jump from world to world within the Nick at Night galaxy, none of those worlds belonged to me. I began taking fate into my own hands and started imagining stories of my own in the 4th grade. We'll see you next track. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Adult Storytime. You could have been anywhere else in the World Wide Web today, and you were here with me. I appreciate that. If you enjoyed today's installment of Adult Storytime, head over to adultstorytime.net to listen to the rest of this episode, along with the rest of the first season of How to Write a Novel in 5 Years, A Hero's Journey. It's 5 episodes set to the smooth sounds of Adam Herman and the Slamming Doors. And while you're there, check out the fictional audio series, Pete and Gwendolyn Grew Up. Another 5 episodes still set to the smooth sounds of the Slamming Doors. Now before you click over to adultstorytime.net, don't forget to feed the almighty algorithm with a like, follow, subscribe, and smash that old notification button so you know when I'm coming at you. Namaste Bitches.
There's a villain in the story. There's a villain in the story. There's a villain in the story. He ain't got no need for the glory.